Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to my podcast. I'm Mary Beth, the Jersey Girl Crafts. I live in New Jersey with my boyfriend and my four cats. Reggie and Shadow are about 3 years old. They're all black. Well, Shadow has a little bit of white right here on her chest. And then they're 3 years old. And then I have Tiger and Callie, and they are a year and a half. Strays happen to have kittens, and we try and get them good homes, and the ones we don't, we try and take care of. If you are new to my podcast, I want to say welcome, and I hope you enjoy. My podcasts are about 30 minutes long. I'm trying to cut myself off and not speak for an hour. No one wants to listen to me that long. If you are a returning viewer, I want to say thank you for coming back, and I hope you enjoy it as well. Today, this is episode 12. I'm going to go over my plans for 2020. I've seen a lot of podcasters do their Make 9. So my Make 9, I'm going to go over that with you. My word for the year. I found a word for the year, and I want to try and stick to it to make my life better. Then there are 30 questions. Ross from... I just went brain dead. Smells like yarn. Because I get confused. It smells like yarn, but his name is Smell Great Guy. Because he used to do scents and candles and everything, and then he went more into the yarn. And I love watching his podcast. But he had, and a couple other podcasters had questions, and he made it into 30 questions. So I copied that, and I'm going to go over those questions. So let's start out with, I'm drinking in here, as usual, my Crystal Light iced tea. Alright, so my Make 9. Number 1. I made a cardigan. God bless my mother. She wears it. But it's a cardigan. It's really big. Let me show you. And I know I've shown it before. Sorry. Something fell in the back of my chair and it was uncomfortable. I made this. It's a crocheted top. It is really big. I made it out of Premier cotton yarn. Although I love the yarn, this is very fuzzy. I hate gold, and it has gold sparkle. Why I made this for myself with gold sparkle, I don't know. But it was crocheted. I'm probably not going to wear it, other than maybe around here. So, they're the two sweaters I've ever made. Crocheted a cardigan for my mother, which was huge. It looks huge on her. It looks like a blanket that you put sleeves in. I'm not happy with it, but she, like I said, God bless her, she wears it. And then I made this pullover for me, all crocheted. So the number 1 is, I want to knit a pullover sweater for my mother. I'm a big girl. It takes a lot of yarn to cover this body. There's a lot of patterns out there that the new word everyone's using is inclusive. They're not very inclusive to my size. I don't know what I'm doing with sweater. I've never done it before. And I don't want to use good yarn to cover my body because it's going to take a lot of yarn. So I'm going to start out with a nice sweater with a fingering weight yarn for my mom. And I really want to do that this year. I want to learn the construction of a sweater and actually do it. Number 2, I want to learn how to spin. Not that I'm going to get a big spinning wheel, although it really looks fun. I watch Mina Phillips all the time and her spinning, and I just don't have the room to get a spinning wheel. And I know there's smaller ones, but I don't know. But I want at least to learn how to do a drop spindle. I think it would be fun. Number 3, I want to learn brioche knitting. I think it's beautiful, and I really, really want to learn. Number 4, I want to learn more than just a vanilla sock. I just started knitting socks. I've only really knit the worsted weight socks. I showed you my last podcast that I got the Regia Perfect yarn, this, and I am making these socks right here. I think 2 days ago I was up to this green, and I've just knit this, but I'm feeling a little more comfortable with the yarn. And this past year I did take a class with Denise DeSantis, and I made from her class, this is what I came away with: the little cuff and some of the foot, and then the heel, and then she showed us the gusset part. And from there I made a little pair of toddler socks, and I felt really comfortable making these, so I went and I got the other yarn, and I'm making that. But I really want to get into more sock knitting, and I want to get into more of the pattern. I just think they're beautiful, and I would love to wear a pair of my own socks and have a drawer full of different colors, and I just think it would be fun and warm. And really, you can take socks anywhere and knit. Number 5, I want to make the Tranquil Mist shawl by Cindy Garland. I had went to Stitches United in 2018 when it was in Connecticut. And I went to Wild Prairie Knits. It's Wild Prairie Knits. And look at that shawl. And there it is again. This is absolutely beautiful. And it came like this. This is how I bought it. Absolutely gorgeous. And you got the pattern by a code they gave you, and you went on Ravelry and you downloaded it. Or was it on their website? But I think it was on Ravelry. So this is Stunning String Studio. Exceptional lace. This, it's coming a little brighter. It's actually a little more like this. It's a little more dull. It's called Blissful. And there is, it's exceptional lace, 100% superwash merino, 825 yards. Right there. So, in this shawl, there's these beautiful little beads. I would love to make this, and I plan on making this for 2020. My thought was to make it for when I go to Stitches United, but that's March 26th. I don't know if I can do something that intricate with that much pattern and design by March 26th. I would love to, because I think it's absolutely beautiful, but I don't think I can. But I will make it. This year will be the year I will make it. And then I had bought also that year Rossetti Yarns, alpaca lace. Look at how beautiful that is. And then I got this one. And then I got this one. These yarns are so beautiful. It's 76 acrylic, 9 wool, 9 alpaca, 6% glitz. And it's 536 yards. It is a little rough, but it's very soft. I want to make something out of these. So all of those yarns were when I went to Stitches United in 2018. I want to go again this year, and I want to have something I knit, whether it be a pair of socks or a shawl or something. I want something on me that I did for myself. I think the shawl is a little too much. I don't think I'll get it done, but I would like to get it done for the summer or the fall when I do craft shows. At least I can wear it and show it off. If I ever go on a cruise again, Captain's Night would be perfect over a dress. So, number 6, I want to learn how to do color work. A color work hat. And I know I did a Fair Isle hat, which is color work, but I want to do one of the ones that have like the designs in them. These beautiful hats, I say. I really want to learn how to do color work. 7, I want to knit gloves. I want to learn how to knit gloves. I think they're beautiful. The mess I made of the crocheted gloves. I think if I pay attention more, then I can do it. But it's paying attention and reading it first. Look at these bangs. So I definitely want to do that. 8, I want to join at least one cow. I want to put myself out there and actually join something and be a part of something. 9, a garment with cables. I want to learn how to cable. Keep hearing it's not that hard, but I'm not sure. So I want to learn how to do cables. So I have 9 things in 12 months. I think each month I can probably learn how to do something. The Tranquil Mist is definitely going to be, with all that open lace work, a challenge. But I know I could do it. I just have to read first. So I will hopefully get through most of this. I'm hoping to get all of it. I have 12 months. Now, the second thing I said was a word of the year. I watch HG Crochet Design. She has a podcast. She's does a little bit of knitting, but mostly crochet. She does a lot of granny squares. And she picks a word every year. And my word, I thought long and hard about it, because I've been watching her, and I just found her a couple months ago, so I went back in her stuff, and I started thinking what I would use this year. Let me show you. I'm going to move the camera. Sorry. This is where I have it. Right there. I'm going to organize in 2020. I'm going to organize, not only my craft room, which I started doing, but I'm going to organize my finances. So when I pay my bills, I pay me. I put some money aside because I like going to some of the yarn festivals. I want to go to Stitches United. I want to go, and I am going to Vogue Knitting Live on the 19th. And I'm taking a class with Mina Phillips. I don't want to just go there, take the class, and not go through the marketplace. I want to go in, look at all the different shops in the marketplace, and choose which ones I want to go to. I want to make sure I have money there so I can buy some pretty yarn and fill this up a little bit more. I'm going to organize and go through my stash. Get rid of the stuff, or continue to get rid of the stuff that I know I'm not going to use. I know I don't like the yarn. So I have to give it to someone else who's going to like it, who's going to love it. And not hold on to it because, well, what if I need it? Or what if, like, I bought this yarn. I like this yarn. It was pretty. Why am I going to give it up? Well, because you're not using it. You don't like it. There's some yarns that are very sticky that are really hard if you crochet or knit to pull it out if you make a mistake. Not that I want to pull out knitting because that scares me to pick up stitches again. Crochet, not so much. But if you have a yarn that you have to tug at and possibly break, I don't want to use that yarn. So I don't like all those yarns that just are sticky. Does that make sense? So I'm going to organize my yarn. I'm going to organize my life better between my work life and my home life. I want to organize just everything because I want more time to myself. I want more time to do my knitting and my crocheting. I want to organize my craft room so I have a designated place to sew. I haven't sewed in a couple of months and I miss it. I like to sew. I want to make a quilt. I haven't made a quilt in years and I want to do one. I have quite a few jelly rolls and a lot of fabric, and I was making some wine bags. I was making little project bags, and I want to get back into it. So organize. I want to organize so I have time to craft, to enjoy, and to relax. Now, 30 questions. This is the second time I've done my podcast, and of course my camera crapped out on me halfway through. So we're 17 minutes and I have only 30 minutes to get through. So I'm going to try not to talk so much and give you the answers of the 30 questions. 1. What does your name mean? I don't know the meaning of my name. Like if you Google it or anything, I don't know, because Mary Beth, Maribeth, is really Mary and Beth, or Mary Elizabeth put together. My mother and father couldn't have children, so they adopted. I was born November 28th, and they got me January 20th. So my parents couldn't have children. They're very religious. They're very Catholic. God blessed Mary with a child, and so she wanted Mary, but not on its own. She doesn't like the name Mary on its own. She doesn't like Mary Elizabeth because people will call me Mary. So Elizabeth was Mary's cousin who could not have children. She was barren, and God blessed her with a child. So she knew she wanted Mary Elizabeth, so she put Mary Beth together, and that's how I became Mary Beth. So the meaning of my name is pretty much, to me, a very personal, and for my parents, a very religious reason why my name is Mary Beth. Where are you from? I'm from New Jersey. Other than 2 years out of my life where I lived in El Paso, Texas, I've always lived in New Jersey. What is your favorite subject in high school? I hated high school. Could not stand it. I went through 8 years of Catholic school, went to the high school right next door. Most of my friends went over to the public school. So I didn't like any subject in high school. The only subject I liked was biology, where I had a nun who was really caring and loving, and not that I liked biology that much, but I enjoyed her and how she taught the class. What's your biggest accomplishment? My biggest accomplishment, honestly, was I couldn't have children. So I helped my one friend raise her kids. So my biggest accomplishment are those three beautiful babies, which are not babies anymore. They're in their 30s. Two girls and a boy, Crystal, Matthew, and Melissa. So my biggest accomplishment is helping my friend raise her children. What is your favorite candle scent? Anything food. Uh, there was a pecan caramel from Yankee Candle. They retired it years ago. My favorite scent in the whole world. Anything vanilla, cupcake, something like that. Can you cook? Yes, I'm a very good cook. I love cooking. Since the boyfriend moved in with me and got the job working in a school, he's home before me, so he cooks. What's good about your life right now? Well, I had a lot of bad things going on the end of 2019, which is hitting me right now in 2020. But I think the best thing in my life right now is just having my close friends that I've decided to stay close with, and my mother still here. Watching my friends go through losing their family, losing their parents especially. I'm grateful I still have my mother. I lost my father in 2000, and that was one of the hardest things I've ever went through. So I'm grateful that my mother is still here with me. What is your sign? I am a Sagittarius. What scares you about aging? Right now, what scares me about aging is I've seen too many of my friends' parents going through losing their faculties, losing their knowledge of their kids, their grandkids. So what scares me the most, I think, is not being able to remember who I love and who loves me, and the feeling that those people are feeling when your parent or your grandparent doesn't remember you. I never want to hurt someone's feelings like that. But you have no choice, because you don't have a choice whether you keep your faculties or not. So that scares me. What's your favorite holiday? Well, it's always been Halloween, because I have a big sweet tooth and I love dressing up. And Christmas was always my favorite because my father loved Christmas and he made it special. What's your guilty pleasure? My guilty pleasure is watching the Kardashians. I don't know. I just enjoy it. It's like a mindless thing. I can sit down and just watch. What's your favorite show to binge watch? My favorite show to binge watch is anything with a period piece. I love watching the Call of the Midwife. I loved watching Downton Abbey. Anything with period pieces I like to watch. I could go into Netflix, or we have Amazon Prime, and watch anything. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is like my favorite binge watch right now. What can't I leave my house without? My keys. If I left my phone, it would bother me, but I probably wouldn't turn around and come get it. I mean, I grew up in in a time period where there were no cell phones. If you were lost on the road, you had to try and find a payphone. So it doesn't bother me as much to be without my phone. What are you, a morning or night owl? I am not a morning person. I am a night owl. Like, don't even say good morning to me, because I'll probably grunt. And I start work at 7 in the morning, so I'm up at 5:30, and I go to work and people say good morning. I go, morning, because I hate the morning. I only work at 7 in the morning, and so I can get out at 3:30. But now that I'm a supervisor, I usually get out a little later than that, but I have the choice to leave at 3:30. But I'm a night owl. What is your favorite genre of movie? Period pieces. Although I really love the Marvel DC Movies, love them. Black Panther, Avengers, I love all of those. What's the last thing you bought? The last thing I bought were Christmas gifts. The last thing I bought for me was, which I showed on my last podcast, is this How Knit yarn. It's beautiful. And that's the last thing I bought for me. I'm trying to get through this. It's 25 minutes into it, and I don't want the camera to die again. What is my favorite book? I don't like to read. I'd rather watch a movie. But my favorite books have been Janet Ivanovich and Anne Rice as a writer. What has required the most courage in your life? Getting through the death of my father, because I am definitely a daddy's girl. What is my favorite drink? Tea. I love tea. Favorite food? I would say my favorite food, which I would pick over if you had like a big buffet of my favorite foods, I would probably go towards a loaded mashed potato with a filet mignon. Genre of music, anything from the 70s. I love the disco music of the 70s. I like the rock, the soft rock, the love songs from the 70s. Really, the 70s, anything there. Favorite time of the day? Around 7, 8 o'clock at night. Everything's done. Dinner's done. Usually dinner's done because it's 7 o'clock right now and I'm not eating. Hopefully the boyfriend's out there cooking. I think he is. I hear him in the kitchen. But 7, 8 o'clock at night when dinner's done, everything's done, you can just sit down and relax. I can knit, crochet, watch podcasts, watch a movie, whatever. So 7, 8 o'clock at night. Are you high maintenance? Not at all. Hence the hair that I'm complaining about. I have it up, but like this here is not really matchy-matchy. The bangs, when they get too long, I do this and snip. Not the best look, but I don't care. This is the most wild thing I have and own because I don't wear flowers. I think it makes me look bigger than I am. I'm not. I mean, just a pair of stretchy pants or jeans, a t-shirt. Most of my wardrobe is black, gray, white, and a lot of blue. I love blue. It's my favorite color. So no. And by the way, I think I have 2 really good purses. I have a Coach purse that was a gift, a Coach wallet that I bought myself, a Louis Vuitton, which I think is ugly, that I had it given to me as a gift. That's somewhere in a box. But no, I don't care if I get a big expensive purse. I can kill a purse if it's a Walmart purse or a Louis Vuitton. How many countries have you been to? I went through a couple of countries when I went on a cruise, and I've been to Aruba. That's it. Pretty much New Jersey is where I've been, the U.S. country. First amusement park you went to? Keensburg and Asbury Park. Asbury Park is right on the Jersey Shore. It's right on the Atlantic Ocean. It was wonderful growing up. I love the amusement park there, and my parents always took me to Keensburg. It was a very small amusement park at the time, but it was also right on the beach. And from the beach, you could see the New York skyline. So they were my 2 amusement parks. I mean, they were little. After that, I think it was pretty much, oh boy, the one in Pennsylvania. Is it Pennsylvania? Dutch Wonderland in Pennsylvania was an amusement park. And then Busch Gardens, I've been there. But that was when I was a little older. That was a big one. And Hershey Park. think Hershey Park was prior to even Busch Gardens. So they're my amusement parks. Scariest movie I ever saw. Jason. Nope. Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger scared me. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, rate your fashion sense. I would say my fashion sense is probably a 5. I mean, I don't care about expensive clothes. I dress to be comfortable. I don't dress to impress. I don't care. If it's comfortable, if it fits me, I'm good. I can buy it in Walmart. I can go to a thrift store. I can go to an expensive store as long as it fits me. But a lot of clothes in my size are not in the expensive stores anyway. They don't like fat people. So I don't go there. Just my thought. Do you see the glass half empty or half full? I've always seen it half full, but in the last few years, I've been fighting myself from seeing it half empty. I've been a lot more negative than I've ever wanted to be. So all my life I've been half full. I try and look for the best. Number 29, would you rather have a friend be blunt or tell a lot of white lies? Be blunt. Tell me the truth. Tell me up front. If you don't like my podcast, tell me why. What am I doing wrong? What can make it look better? What can make it better for you that you would enjoy it? I want people to tell me the truth. If you don't like the spot I'm sitting in, why? What am I doing wrong? Is there too much behind me? If I talk too much, if I say a word too often, is a big word. I say a lot. So I would rather people be blunt with me. And the very last one is, would you rather be in a rural area or the suburbs? Always lived in the suburbs. Never lived in a big city. Don't really care to because I don't like a lot of people around me. I would rather a rural place. I would rather drive a half an hour to get to the store, not have a lot of neighbors. I'd like to have a lot of land. I could have dogs, cats, whatever. I like pets. I like a home that's comfortable, and I don't like a lot of people around me. I don't want to hear my neighbor sneeze and say God bless you to them, because I've had an apartment where I've had that. But yeah, I don't like a lot of people. I'm very comfortable outside the whole busyness of a city. I don't mind visiting, but I don't want to live there. So that's more about me. I hope you enjoyed. It has been 33 minutes. Hopefully my camera didn't die on me and split the video, because it seems to be doing that around 30 to 40 minutes. So I wish you a wonderful 2020, and I hope you get everything you need, and I hope you get some of what you want, because some of the fun in life is shooting for the things you want and working towards them so you appreciate them. So I hope you get some of what you want and keep shooting for everything you do want. So you appreciate more if you work towards it. And if everything is handed to you and you get everything you want, I don't think it's as appreciated as if you really work for it. So I hope you get some of what you want. And I hope you get everything that you need. And have a wonderful 2020. Good night.